DoorDash Driver Mama. Andre TV here from DoorDash Driver Mama, coming to you on a Thursday night. We are going to have an abbreviated dinner shift. We only have about 2 hours. We did some work today. My daughter didn't have school, but she did have practice. And we had a meeting with our teachers for one of our sons. So we only worked a few hours today, and we're at, I believe, 82. We did one Instacart, I think 3 Ubers, and only 2 DoorDash. DoorDash was not good today, at least to me. So we have both apps on, no Instacart during dinner time. And we have our first order, $6.75 for 1.7 miles, picking up some burgers. And then at the same time, within the minute, we received an Uber Eats for $11.13 going 7 miles. And it's going past the DoorDash. So they're on the same way. And even though it's 7 miles, it's saying that order should only take 22 minutes. Let's hope the burger's ready, and then we go get the Italian. And we have the food in hand. I should have brought the hot bag with me, but hopefully these next few steps won't make it too cold, and I'll put it in the hot bag. And my daughter has 2 practices. One was her school basketball practice, even though they didn't have school. That was over at 5:45, but now softball is back in winter workouts, and that is from 7:30 to 9:30. So that's why we only have 2 hours. My husband came and picked the other 2 kids up and took her, and I'm gonna pick her up. So let's get as much money as we can in this next few hours. We have both orders in the car, and Uber Eats is doing it again. Sometimes DoorDash does it. The order said $11 and change for 7.6 miles. We have the orders in the car. We have driven about 2 blocks from the restaurant, and we are currently 9.4 miles from the customer's home. Unbelievable. 19 minutes, but the DoorDash is 6 minutes. It's still on the same way, but they lied about the mileage. Not the first time. Let's go. We now have both orders dropped off. Both of them were meet at door. I guess people don't want to risk checking their phone every second until you get there. And it's very cold outside. It will not take any time at all for your food to be icy. Currently, it is 27 degrees. But we have our next order, Uber Eats, $11.13, 3.2 miles. We're going to get some more burgers. Different store. I have never picked up an order at Shake Shack. I can't say never. It's been a very long time. I'm usually nowhere near one. But this one, the way they word their items, I got so excited. It said 15 items, like, whoa. But they put every time, if you check no utensils, that's in line item. So we'll see what it goes up to. But it was 2 bags of food. They tried to hand it to me, and I can see the orders of fries, crinkle cut, open in the bag. I'm like, do you have a stapler? They're all exposed. He said, oh, I'm sorry. And then he peeled the sticker from the inside and closed it. I've never seen it done that way, but I almost knew that would cause it to bust open if I held it by the handle. So I held it on the bottom to keep it secure. I don't want my fries cold, and I definitely don't want to think you snuck one. So I wanted to make sure it stayed sealed. We'll see what that goes up to in an hour. But Houston, we may have a problem. We are on our way back to the avenue. It is a 15-minute drive. But I took a screenshot of that last order, and I could have sworn it said that I earned, I believe it was $8.25. Maybe I'm incorrect. I'll wait until I can park and look at it. But because that order took more than 35 minutes in total to drop off and to do the second one, it said you have received a deposit of $7. And I'm almost sure it wasn't $7. But we will find out in a few minutes. Because DoorDash has been sued in the past for taking/stealing tips allegedly from, independent contractors such as myself. But when I park, I'll double check and I'll be back. We are back on the avenue, and we did have to decline one already. It was something like $11 for 9 miles or something like that, something ridiculous. But anyways, crisis averted. We did get the actual $7.25. It was more than $7. It was $7.25, even though the screenshot did show, when they sent me the little text, it said your earnings of $7 even was deposited. But when I checked my Crimson card /earnings, it was $7.25. So I guess it's just a little bit of a discrepancy within their internal systems. I'm all right with it as long as I still got the cash on my card. And we have our next order we're willing to take, $6.75 for 1.7 miles. Somebody wants some 7-Eleven. It is now 8:07, and we have maybe one more order before we have to stop and go get the girly girl. Let's get it. That order is dropped off. It remains $6.75, and we have our last for the night, $8, 2.7 miles. We're going to get some Indian food, and I already put it into my GPS. My daughter's softball practice is 35 minutes from the customer's drop-off, so we should get there before 9:30 when she's done. We arrived at the facility about 9:29. It is now 9:31. They usually go over a few minutes, and don't worry, they are not outside. They are inside. It's a big facility. I'm gonna show it to you. So that is it across the street. We can see when she comes down those stairs, and then I'll come out. And these are all of the wonderful parents who are waiting for their children for winter softball workouts, lining the block. So you want to know, can you do Uber Eats and DoorDash at the same time? It is tricky, and some people would recommend not to, because if you do it wrong, you could be deactivated from both apps. But I do both Uber Eats and DoorDash at the same time. And it really depends on whoever's ordering, what their favorite app is. But to maximize my dollars per time out the house, I do both. If you look at our first order for the dinner shift, I took the one that turned to $7.25 from DoorDash, and a minute later, I received that Uber order. You see, that was $7.40, or I think it was $6.40. And because they were in the same direction, I wasn't going to be late for the DoorDash. I usually almost always only double dash or dirty dash when I can drop off the DoorDash first and then continue to the Uber Eats, because DoorDash is a lot more strict when it comes to contract violations and deactivating you. And I also make sure I won't be late to the Uber. Uber will tell you when they're expecting you to deliver the order. When you have the order on your screen, it'll show you expected by a certain date. So if you're going too far off the path, be careful with that too. It hasn't happened to me, thank goodness. But there are dashers that I know now who have been deactivated from Uber for being late to the drop-offs, for doing the dirty dashing, dirty gig work. But look, today on DoorDash, for the 2 hours we had, 2 hours and 20 minutes to be exact, we made $22.50 over 3 orders. On Uber Eats, we only did 2 orders and made $29.50. So combined, we made over $50. And your $25 an hour, or whatever your goal is for yourself, you can reach it quicker and more often if you do both, if you can qualify for both. Now, I'm in a predicament because the card that is on my Uber account is only good until the end of February. Then the registration expires. But that car is currently off the road. So we're going to see what's going to happen in March. But until then, we're going to do both and pray for a miracle in the meantime. So I'll come back and show you our totals for the day. And hopefully this helps someone. And I wish you large tips, no waits, and short distances. 9:43, they're just getting out. She's going to sleep good tonight. DoorDash driver, mama. DoorDash driver, mama. DoorDash driver, mama. DoorDash driver, mama. DoorDash driver.